Welcome to the New Heights Show on Education. I'm Pamela Clark, founder and director of the New Heights Educational Group, and I'm here with David Smith, the founder of Silicon Valley High School, who has helped us get these podcasts produced and delivered to you.
Yes, Pamela, when we saw the great things that you and your army of volunteers were achieving at New Heights, we wanted to get involved. We're happy to work with you to leverage the internet and make quality education accessible and affordable to everyone, everywhere.
Thank you, David. We appreciate Silicon Valley High School helping us to get these podcasts out to the hundreds of thousands of listeners from all over the world. So I hope you enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to this week's show. My name is Taibat Olaniyan and I am the radio host assistant for the New Heights Show on Education and the New Heights Educational Group. I will be filling in for Erika Hanson as she needed some time off air due to some health issues. We wish her a speedy recovery. I would like to remind everybody that this show is live on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Taibat Olaniyan. I am a Nigerian living in Doha, Qatar. Today's topic, teenagers and social media addiction, is an important issue that needs the peculiar attention of everybody. Checking and scrolling through social media has become an increasingly popular activity over the last decade. What is social media addiction? Social media addiction is a behavioral disorder in which teens or young adults become engrossed by social media and are unable to reduce or cease their consumption of online media despite clear negative consequences and severe drawbacks. Although the majority of people's use of social media is non-problematic, there is a small percentage of users that become addicted to social networking sites and engage in excessive or compulsive use. Some of these social media networks, as we know, include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Vine, Snapchat, TikTok, and also some video games. Teenager social media addiction is characterized by the combination of excessive media consumption, driven by an uncontrollable urge to log on to or use social media and devoting so much time and effort to social media that it impairs other important life areas. According to Pew Research Center and Common Sense Media, the statistics on teen social media addiction include 92% of teens go online daily, and 24% say they go online almost constantly. 76% of teens use social media, while 81% of older teens, 68% of teens are aged between 13 and 14. 71% of teens use Facebook, 52% use Instagram, 41% use Snapchat, 33% use Twitter, and 14% use Tumblr. 77% of parents say their teens get distracted by their devices and don't pay attention when they are together. 59% of parents say they feel their teens are addicted to their mobile devices, while 50% of teens say they feel addicted to their mobile device. But do you know that social media addiction affects the brain? According to a new study by Harvard University, self-disclosure on social networking sites lights up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking an addictive substance. Due to the effect that it has on the brain, social media is addictive both physically and psychologically. The reward area in the brain and its chemical messenger pathways affect decisions and sensations. When someone experiences something rewarding or uses an addictive substance, neurons in the principal dopamine producing areas in the brain are activated, causing dopamine levels to rise. Therefore, the brain receives a reward, sort of, and associates the drug or activity with positive reinforcement. This is observable in social media usage. When an individual gets a notification, such as a like or mention, the brain receives a rush of dopamine and sends it along reward pathways, causing him or her to feel pleasure. Social media provides an endless amount of immediate rewards in the form of attention from others for relatively minimal effort. Therefore, the brain rewires itself through this positive reinforcement, making people desire likes, like in Facebook and Twitter, retweets, which is accustomed to Twitter, and emoticon reactions. An estimated 27% of children who spend 3 or more hours a day on social media exhibit symptoms of poor mental health. Overuse of social networking sites is much more problematic in children and young adults because their brains and social skills are still developing. Research has shown that adolescents who habitually use social media from a young age have severely stunted social interaction skills. Even though users are interacting with each other on these platforms, many of them don't necessarily translate to the real world. Studies have found that these individuals have worsened social anxiety in groups, higher rates of depression, negative body image, and lowered level of empathy and compassion towards others when surveyed. I would like to talk about symptoms of social media addiction. As a young person, I would like you to ask yourself the following questions. How often do I check my phone for messages? Do I feel uncomfortable if I can't check my phone? Am I busy with other people's posts online even if I'm not active online? Does time spent on social media lead to conflicts with parents, friends, myself, or interferes with other activities such as work, school, and my hobbies? Do I wish to spend less time on social media but I'm not able to? You need to ask yourself these questions and answer them truthfully. As a parent, you can tell if your teen is becoming addicted to the social media. When a teen spends increasingly amount of time online, you should know such teen is addicted to the social media. If such teen is not online, then the teen is preoccupied with thoughts of being online. Teens have trouble cutting back on social media time even when you limit their use, or when they lie about the amount of time they are spending online. Those are some of the symptoms. Also, your teen shows signs of anxiety or depression after spending time online.
Right now, you might be struggling through your classes or even failing them. You might be worried that you may not finish high school. There might have even been a thought that you may not be smart enough. Well, the New Heights Educational Group begs to differ. We not only think you are smart enough, but with our help, you will complete your high school diploma. The New Heights Educational Group strives to improve your academic success through its tutoring services. To learn more, please visit newheightseducation.org and contact us. New Heights Educational Group, educational resources to help reach your goals.
Welcome back to New Heights Show on Education. My name is Taibat Olaniyan, and I am filling in for Erika Hanson. A recap of the first segment of the show. I talked about social media addiction as a behavioral disorder in which teens or young adults become engrossed by social media and are unable to reduce or cease their consumption of online media information despite clear negative consequences and severe drawbacks. I also highlighted how addiction affects teens' mental health and symptoms to watch out for as a teen and as a parent of a teen. Now I will move to effects of social media addiction. Social media are very addictive. A young person is suffering from a social media addiction when he or she feels the compulsion to spend time online and fails to reduce this, even if he or she experiences firsthand that time spent online leads to problems. These problems include broken friendship, poor school results, having difficulty leaving the computer or phone for a meal, as the case may be, as worse as it is, food may be taken when chatting or scrolling through social media pages. Daily life such as social contact, work, or study gets abandoned to make way for being online. These are some of the effects of social media addiction. Daily tasks and activities are rushed because the youngster wants to sit at the computer or phone as soon as possible. Ultimately, lack of sleep just to be online causes serious fatigue. Sometimes young people do not recognize their addiction simply because they repress it. Care and personal hygiene can decline or even be exaggerated. You may see something declining in their personal hygiene, they won't take good care of themselves anymore, or they overdo this. Social media not only promotes the decline in mental health for many teens, but it also becomes an easy outlet for online aggression and cyberbullying, further impacting a child emotionally. When parents are trying to limit access or even when removing tablets or phones of such teens, aggressive behavior can be displayed. What are the risks of social media addiction? I will segment the risk of social media addiction into three parts: home, school, and social life. Let's start with home. Some of those risks include increased isolation and loneliness, shortage of sleep and disrupted sleep pattern, especially if you use social media right before bedtime, social fear or onset of social anxiety disorder, fights with parents and siblings, negative self-image, low self-esteem, which may be prompted by incorrect perception that others' lives online are better than yours, aggression, anxiety or depression, running away from reality, poor work or school results, not taking care of yourself, that is bad hygiene, reduced ability to empathize with others. For school, teen may call in sick just to be online, can be absent from school, decide not to do their homework, no energy to study, poor grades or work performances. And on social life, such social media addicted teens hardly make any friends except online, and they ignore the relationships in real life. Decreased physical activity, which may affect their overall health and stopping sports that they love to do, and even worse, all other hobbies. Isolation.
This podcast is brought to you by Silicon Valley High School, the world's fastest growing, video-based, self-paced, teacher-supported, fully accredited online school that's recommended by more than 96% of students. Take individual courses at just $95 each, or earn your high school diploma at any age. Check us out at svhs.co.
Welcome back to New Heights Show on Education. My name is Taibat Olaniyan, and I am the radio host assistant. A recap of the first and the second segment of the show, I talked about social media addiction, the definition of social media addiction. I also highlighted how addiction affects mental health and symptoms to watch out for. I also talked about effects of social media addiction on our teens and the risk of social media addiction on home, the school, and social life. I will move to solutions we can provide to lessen the effects of social media addiction. Cyberbullying and harassment are widespread on social media platforms, no doubt about that, and can contribute to feelings of low self esteem, depression, and powerlessness. Now, for the teens, as a precaution, it is advised to reduce the time spent using your electronic devices such as your smartphone and computer. This can include simple steps such as turning off sound notifications and only checking social media sites once an hour. Delete your social media apps from your smartphone while you can still access them from your personal computer. Keeping them off your phone may help decrease the amount of time spent on social media overall. Other changes can include having periods in the day where there is self imposed non screen time for yourself, such as during meal times, or leaving the phone in a separate room at night so as not to disturb your sleep. This allows for a restored focus on social interaction in the physical world and reduces dependency on networking sites. If you have a hard time controlling your social media use and think you may be addicted, please do contact a dedicated treatment provider. They can also help you find the rehabilitation program that's best suited for your needs and get you started on the path towards recovery today. And to the parents of the teens, what realistic approaches can parents take to help their teens create a healthier relationship to social media and prevent social media addiction? Here are a few steps that can help. One, talk openly with your teen about social media and the feelings associated with its use. Set aside screen free zones such as your dinner table and the bedrooms, and make sure everyone, including adults, abide by them. Be a good role model. Show your teen by example that it's important to unplug regularly and to find online activities they enjoy. Offline activities such as baking, gardening, you can go for a walk. These are some of the offline activities they will surely enjoy. Keep tabs on your teen's social media accounts. For a younger teen, help them set up an account and install all privacy restrictions. For an older teen, know which social media sites they are on. You are to talk with them regularly from time to time about what to post and what not to post and create ground rules. Social media obsession among teens is real, and I know parents are quite concerned. Therefore, parents need to set cell phone parental control on teens' social media activities. So you can use mobile phone parental monitoring softwares on teens and your kids' digital mobile devices. This will keep parents up to date regarding all the activities of the teens on the social digital world. Take time to learn about social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Educate yourself as you can be proactive in talking to your teen about what's new and possibly dangerous in cyberspace. You can help your teen also create a positive sense of themselves that doesn't require validation from an online world. But then, is there anything good about social media? Definitely yes. Social media enables you to communicate and stay up to date with family and friends around the world. People of all ages enjoy staying in touch with family and friends via social networking, but using social media is far more complicated for teenagers. Finding new friends and communities, networking with other people who share similar interests or ambitions with you, these are some of the good things about social media. Joining or promoting worthwhile causes, raise awareness on important issues such as global warming, climate change, seeking or offering emotional support during tough times, finding some vital social connection if you live in a remote area, for example, or you have limited independence, social anxiety, or are a part of a marginalized group. You can also use social media to find an outlet for your creativity and self-expression. It can also help you to discover sources of valuable information for learning purposes. In conclusion, social media can both help and hinder teens in achieving these goals in their journey towards adulthood. But then, they need to be careful so as not to get addicted to social media. As I've said earlier on, social media is far more complicated for teenagers as they are just developing their social skills. And we have come to the end of this week's show. You can reach me by email at olaniyant@newheightseducation.org. Be sure to join us next week for another topic. Have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to rate us and follow us on your podcast player. Check out our show page, radio.newheightseducation.org, for monthly announcements and other happenings.